What up, YouTube? Welcome back to part 2. Here we go. Alright, so this is Joyner Lucas rapping from the point of view of the black guy in the video. Or the black guy. Alright. So this is verse 2. Here we go. With all disrespect, I don't like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? Alright. I'll agree with the black guy. That is a protest to their protest. But my overall response to the black guy's response is, does this white man really deserve a response to his questions? Granted, of course, I did a whole response to his questions. I get that. But I'm just saying in general, does he really deserve your response, your emotion, your passion, fervor, what have you? Just wondering. Right. And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do. And that's just what it is. But that doesn't mean that you can say it just because you got nigga friends. Nigga, that word was originated for you to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. Alright, so let's talk about the whole word nigger, nigga, etc. Alright. Why are why are white people so concerned about what black people call themselves? Right? Why? What's the concern about? Is it concern because, oh, I'm just so compassionate and care so much about black people and, don't want to see them, hurting, and psychologically damaging themselves? Or is it because, oh, I wish that I could participate in calling black people niggers and niggas too? Probably that, right? So what's the concern about that? Why do you care? And also, I thought you weren't racist. Why would you want to say a term that's considered racist, right? Because throughout the whole song, this white guy is saying that he's not racist, right? And also, let's go into the meaning, not the meaning, but the history of the word for a quick second, all right? The word came about through chattel slavery in the United States, all right? It was a word that was used as a slur against people of African descent who were forced to work on plantations as slaves, right? Over the course of centuries, the word took on a whole nother meaning and morphed into somewhat of a variation of its original phrase, right? Nigger end up turning into nigga. And of course, black people learned it from white people. It was beat into them, raped into them, whipped into them, lynched into them, right? Black people, as respectable as they tried to be, couldn't escape the word. So then they just embraced it, to an extent at least. Yeah, it's not the best thing to do, of course, but it's like, well, what other option do you have? So, long story short, that's not the cave beast business. All right, that's black folks' business. And if we have an issue, we'll speak amongst ourselves to deal with that issue. All right. Next. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not affected by the history. Of course, all right, definitely. My grandmama was a slave. That shit gets to me. All right. And you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga. I'm sorry you can never feel my life. Well, that's the thing. You know, these cave beasts, right? These cave dogs, cave demons, devils, they don't have the sympathy and empathy for you. They can't. And it's just not in their makeup. But do we really need their sympathy and empathy? What will it do? What will we get from that? Wasn't that part of what the civil rights movement was about? We tried that. It didn't work, you know? But we tried it. It didn't work. Let's move on to something else. Sympathy and empathy, they ain't got it for us. They got it for themselves, right? When meth hit the white community, it wasn't the war on meth. It was, oh, we have, public health crisis, right? So yeah, they got it, just not for us. All right. Try having faith, but I never felt all right. Let's see. Let me go back one second. I'm sorry you can never feel my life. Trying to have faith, but I never felt all right. It's hard to elevate when the country's ran by whites. White devils, judging by my skin color and my blackness. Judge me by my skin color and blackness. Trying to find a job, but ain't nobody called me back yet. Right? But let these white people tell it, though. You know, everything's all good and equal, all fair and equal. Now I gotta sell drugs to put food on my cabinets. Sorry. Now I gotta sell drugs to put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick. This is all a part of your tactics. All right, so seem like the black guys are, kind of woke to some things at least. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes when I ain't making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You want to copy our slang and everything that we know. Yeah, white people, they love aspects about black people, but not actually the black people themselves. They like all that comes with the black people, but not the black people themselves. Strange. Here we go. Trying to steal black culture, then make it your own. Whoa, fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. Right. Yeah, white people, they are master criminals, master thieves. They have conned and stole the world. Cave beast, be winning. Sadly. Hashtag cave beast be winning. Let's see. Yeah. The cops, they're a part of the system too. They got to keep the black folks and the other folks in check. I'm tired of the systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit. That shit. The shit that I'm forced with. Sorry. All you do is false shit. The shit that I'm forced with. And you don't know shit about my people. And they don't want to know shit about our people. They don't. They really don't. All right. That's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken, no barbecue. You don't know about the two-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 Chainz, no Kool-Aid. You don't know. All right. So I think right there, that's when it kind of gets into, quote unquote, black culture. And, I can understand some people having an issue with that. Some black people having an issue with that because, it's more to black culture than just those things. Those things seem a little bit trivial and stereotypical. So I can understand some black people feeling some type of way about that. But I will say, I think when white people think of black culture, those are some of the things that may pop into their mind. Let's see. Let's see. And you don't know about no 2 Chainz or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama. I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. Yeah, a little strange because Barack Obama pretty much stayed on script when it came to his association with black people. He made sure that he didn't do anything that was considered in favor of black people. Yet still, you know, he did get 2 terms, but probably because he stayed on script. But still, it wasn't enough for them. They still had issues with that. You know, they can't stand it. They just, even though he was working in their favor, they just couldn't stand to see, you know, someone who is black adjacent in a position of power that they want to have. So you can't wait. You couldn't wait to put him back and put a cracker back. Or you couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. Yeah. And then you gave us Donald Trump, and now it's payback for that. Yeah. It's white people's fault Trump is in office. It's white people's fault. Like, they did it. All right. By and large, that was the group of votes that he received the most white votes. Not black votes, not Latino votes. Okay. I'm not racist. I never lied. All right. So you black, so I don't know why you need to feel like saying you're not racist. And even if you are, which the black guy is not racist because he doesn't have the power to be racist, perhaps he's prejudiced, but considering all that black people have been through in this country, the prejudice is considered valid. You know, it's like if you didn't have prejudice, it's like, and then it's like, okay, how ignorant are you, right? But I know there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praise Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died, nigga. Die, nigga. Shouldn't he be saying like slurs that are directed towards like white people? I know that, you know, black people do kind of throw the term around a lot, but it's just, I don't know. Also, the tone of the black guy is somewhat kind of like like an undertone of like seeking sympathy from white people, sympathy and empathy from white people. But it's not going to happen. Right. Next. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. No, that's the cave beast within him. You know, just kind of like wanted to just destroy everything. Almost like just cancer, really. Just everything you touch, you destroy, you damage, you mess up, you fuck it up. You taint it, everything you touch, right? Hated all in your brain, or sorry, hatred all in your brain. It slowly start to convince you, and then you teach it to your children until the cycle continues. Yeah, good point. You know, this racism is being passed down from generation to generation, right? They got to maintain the system, right? You know, these KBs, they do all this thieving just to give it up to black people. Right? Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody except your own race. Blame it on black niggas, blame it on black citizens, aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now. So again, him switching around saying that white people play the blame game, which yes, they do. Treating everybody how you want, in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. See, that's what Donald Trump needed to really be concerned about instead of Twitter beefing with LeVar Ball. That's what he needed to be concerned about. But white people, you voted this dude in. You voted Donald Trump in. That's y'all problem. Fix it. Fix that shit. Alright, next. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest, because even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. And I think that's something to talk about for a moment, alright? I feel like if we're going to be quote-unquote bridging the gap, it needs to be an effort started and led by white people. They are in the position to do that. Black people are not in the position to do that, nor should it be on the responsibility of black people to do that if we so decide to quote-unquote bridge the gap. White people have to do that. If white people aren't doing it, stepping up, taking a position of leadership to bridge that gap, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. White people set the trend throughout this whole country. They set the trend. Whether you want to admit it or not, they do. They set the trend for what's happening in this country. So if they want this to happen, they have to step it up. But of course, we know that they don't want that to happen, or else it wouldn't have taken this long for it to have occurred or to have happened, right? But I'm just saying. All right, next. And some people think that Eminem ain't really standing with us. I don't know. I didn't really follow that whole story, but I heard about it though. But a rule of thumb: don't trust anyone raised by a white parent. Rule of thumb. All right. Listen, I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. I don't know what it's like to. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops and not know if you about to die or not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. So where's the love coming from in this situation? Isn't that a bit of Stockholm syndrome at play here? Why are we loving these people who ain't really done shit good for us as a collective? Not on no individual level, but as a collective, right? Who really ain't really there. Where's the love coming from? And I think it comes from a place of wanting white acceptance and white validation, and wanting white people to love and accept them, because on a psychological level, I think a lot of black people kind of want that and crave that. And I assume that those black people are like asleep, quote unquote sleep. But I feel like some of the pro-black people be kind of on that tip too, though. But why? Where does that come from, though? Is that like I guess that's a psychological thing at play for some reason. Trying to get white validation and white acceptance. I think that's part of the reason why like some black people do date white people, because they want that. Of course, there's a lot of other reasons too, but I'm just saying that's part of the reason. Let's see. I wish I could trade shoes, or we could change lives, so we could understand each other more, but that'd take time. I'm not racist. Of course you're not racist. Of course you're not. How would you be racist, though? Why do you gotta feel the need to say that I'm not racist? It's like we're living in the same building but splitting the both sides. I guess that might be a typo. I'm not racist, but there's two sides to every story, and now you know mine. Right? Is there really two sides to every story, though? Yeah, as a rule of thumb, I would say yes, but in this situation, no, there's not. There's not two sides to this story here. What? What is the other point of this? What's the other side of the story? It's like asking again with the child molester and the child, right? Where? Come on, no. And I think we need to stop entertaining that. Two sides to the story. There'd be two sides to the story if black people did what white people did to them. Exactly. Point blank for centuries. Then we could have two sides to the story. But you really don't want two sides to this story. You know? And by and large, this white guy doesn't care about your other side to the story. Right. Outro. Final lyrics here. Can erase the scars with a bandage. I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding. Agree to disagree. Or we could have an understanding. I'm not racist. Agree to disagree. This isn't like, oh, what color do you like better? Or, what's the better color? Red or blue? It's not, okay, let's just agree to disagree. No, this is not something that we need to agree to disagree about. If you're not on the same page as us, exactly on the same page, the same line, the same word, then no. Hell no. Fuck that. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit. I don't want to hear that. Come on now. We gotta do better than this as black people. We can't just be taking any and everything. And sad to say, a lot of black people tend to take any and everything that's thrown their way. Sadly. But the music video for this song is pretty simple. It is sort of like, from a visual perspective and a cinematography perspective, kind of interesting. But it's pretty much just them sitting in the room, black guy, white guy, and them talking. Sitting at the table talking, getting up, walking around the table talking, getting in each other's face talking, and then at the end, a hug. Like, oh, and the white guy is opening his arms. Like, oh, come here, you nigger. Yeah, white daddy didn't mean that. Hey, white daddy don't hate you, you little nigger. Alright? And then it's like, oh, it's just like, that's supposed to make everything all better because this white person has given you his validation, his love, his acceptance. Right? But I think for a lot of black people, this is like low-key what they want, though. Right? Low-key. This is what a lot of black people want. Personally, I don't think that the song and the video should have been made, but since we're here already, I think that the video should have ended on them pretty much just standing, facing each other and just staring at each other. I really think that is more true to life. And I think in this situation that we're talking about, we got to be true to life. We can't be talking about no damn fairy tale shit. Talking about some, come here, come to white daddy. Right? Like, I'm not racist. No, you little nigger, I ain't racist. I don't hate you. Right? White daddy loves you. White daddy loves your culture. White daddy loves your food. And even loves your women. Alright? Now, white daddy may say nigger a couple of times here and there. That's just right. How white daddy get down. But I ain't calling you a nigger. You little nigger. You're special. But seriously, though. Yeah. It's just like, what? Really? Alright, so let's talk a little bit about Joyner Lucas for a quick second. Alright. Joyner Lucas, from what I can tell, is, based on what I've researched, I think he is biracial, and considering this song that he's produced, it kind of looks like he's biracial. I I think so. I believe, based on what I've researched, he is. Thankfully, this is not a light-skinned black person doing this shit. All right, thankfully. But I can see that low-key Joyner Lucas suffers from what some people may call a white mama syndrome, right? You know, and I think pretty much to sum that up is white mama syndrome would be kind of like, in his case, being a biracial person, thus being probably around white people, but also being the other in the situation, but the exception as well, because white people have given him kind of like a window to their world, so they may feel like they're sort of like, in a way, privileged, and also feeling like they're kind of like a part of whiteness in a way, but also not a part of whiteness in a way, which that is up for critique and discussion. You can say yes and no for that, depending on how you feel about that. But I can see, but the thing is with this song, I feel like low-key, Joyner Lucas may sort of have anti-black sentiments that he's expressing through that white guy in this song that he's rapping as. And this is just how he really feels, but he's using a white guy to express this feeling and express these opinions, which concerns me, right? And he probably has a white mom and a black dad, you know. Not saying that white mom, not saying it can't be the other way around, but I'm pretty sure it sounds like he probably has a white mom and a black dad. The black dad probably was absentee, probably was raised primarily by his white mom and primarily in a white environment. Picked up some anti-blackness and anti-black sentiments, probably from his mom, because she's frustrated and resentful because, you know, she felt like she could enjoy BBC and get, you know, all the benefits without none of the downside to it, right? Because of that white privilege mentality, right? But, you know, that's a whole nother video right there. But I'm going to bring this video to a close. So I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts, my critiques of this. A very interesting song here. But yeah, I first heard about this song on the radio, actually. I heard about it on the Ricky Smiley morning show. And they played a little bit of it. And, you know, they were all acting like it was the best thing since sliced bread. And right off the bat, from what they played of the white guy, I'm like, the things he's complaining about are really trivial to the things that black people complain about and have legitimate things to complain about. It's just very trivial, right? And to sum it up, you know, for those of you who may be feeling a certain way about this, okay, put it like this. All right, ask a white person, how has black racism affected their lives on a grand scale, right? Not just like, oh, he called me a name or she called me a name, but like in the grand scheme of things, how has black racism really affected and oppressed your life? And they can't really give you much of a story there, honestly. On the other hand, ask a black person, how has white racism affected you on a big level, on a grand level? How has white racism affected you? Not just a name call, you know, but racism, you know. How has white racism affected black people as a whole? I'm pretty sure black people can give you a lot of stories. All right. So that's all I got to say. Thanks a lot for watching. Feel free to comment. Adios and goodbye for now.